Pride Daily.
Hi there, I'm Kev McGrath, concluding our third A to Z of LGBTQ+. Coming up, the gay conductor who finds classical music a drag. First though, V is for bisexual shaman and husband of Princess Martha Louise of Norway, Durek Verrett. The American's previously been in an 8-year relationship with a masseur called Hank and had a wife before that. Durek married into royalty last year and reckons he first felt his connection to the spirit realm as a 5-year-old during a visit to the dentist.
Pride Daily.
W is for Alice Weidel, co-leader of the far-right Alternative for Germany party. Whilst the country's main opposition's against gay marriage and other LGBTQ+ rights, she, as a lesbian with a wife, reckons there's no conflict in that. The 46-year-old doesn't see herself as queer, just married to a woman she's known for 2 decades, so queer.
Pride Daily.
X is for Jin Jing, a transgender dancer, choreographer, actor and TV star in China. The 58-year-old's been famous there for decades. Her talk show had 100 million viewers and she became known as the Chinese Oprah. Jin tells France 24 her direct, no-nonsense style really cut through.
The way I talking to the public, they never seen on Chinese television a person TV host very straightforward. In Chinese culture, we like to talking around the question. The talking style, I think, get the favorite by people.
In recent years, many of Jin's theatre performances have been scrapped last minute. Coincides with an anti-LGBTQ+ crackdown in China that's seen, amongst other things, queer content censored and pride events banned.
Pride Daily.
Y is for non-binary Ghanaian Finnish rapper Yeboah. The Helsinki-based performer says it's always been important to them to create space where all the pieces of their identity can be seen. Calls their track Daddy a love letter to Finland's queer community and its ballroom scene.
Pride Daily.
And Z, or Z, because we are international, is for Oliver Zeffman. The gay conductors behind the UK's classical Pride event, which showcases LGBTQ+ composers past and present. Some of the biggest names in classical music have been queer, like Tchaikovsky, Barber and Bernstein. I only know one of those, but I am very lowbrow. The 33-year-old likes to amplify the camp aspects of the genre, teaming it up with drag performers including Monet Exchange and Snow White Trash.
Pride Daily.
Hi there, I'm Kev McGrath. We're back to normal with all your top LGBTQ+ stories. Coming up, Chile's new president ain't no ally. We'll start with this though. The first out gay basketball player in America's NBA has been diagnosed with brain cancer. Jason Collins says he's got stage 4 glioblastoma, which is as bad as it gets, and it came on incredibly fast. There's no cure, with a prognosis of about a year, but as the 47-year-old tells ESPN, he's fighting for more time.
We're doing experimental chemotherapy. It's really high-tech science fiction type stuff, but we are in the city of the future, so let's do some future stuff.
This would slow the cancer's progression while a personalised immunotherapy is created and keep him healthy enough to go through that. Jason came out in 2013, a year before he retired, and married film producer Bronson Green in May this year.
Pride Daily.
Next, Chile's voted in a new president who's against LGBTQ+ rights. The far-right's Jose Antonio Cast is opposed to same-sex marriage, anti-hate crime laws and gender identity protections. His dad Michael was in the Nazi party, and as they say, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Pride Daily.
And sadly, you've missed your chance to get your hands on Lee Bowery's Merkin. The pubic wig was one of a number of items from the wardrobe of the late queer Australian performance artist that have gone up for auction in the UK, raising more than £100,000. He would tape up his manhood and stick the merkin on top at 80s London club night Taboo, so it looked like a woman's crotch. No time to tell you that Boots, the queer military drama on Netflix, won't be getting a second season, so Christmas is ruined. And videos turned up of Elon Musk saying humans can change species. This from the man who won't accept his daughter being transgender.
Queer Family Podcast.
If you've ever felt like your family didn't fit the traditional mold, this show is for you. I'm Jamie, host of the Queer Family Podcast. And every week we highlight LGBTQIA+ families and the beautiful, unique ways we build and show up for our families in a world that wasn't designed for us. We celebrate, highlight, uplift, and normalize queer families because our stories deserve center stage. New episodes every Monday. Listen wherever you get your pods.
Love is love on the Queer Family Podcast. Love is love.
Pride Daily.
Hi there, I'm Kev McGrath. Coming up, there's no place like homo. First though, a queer nightclub in Western Australia is celebrating its 50th birthday, so you can probably add another 6 years to that. Homosexuality was still illegal there when Connections first opened back in 1975 in the Northbridge suburb of Perth. It was actually funded by two straight men who were convinced by a gay friend the venue was needed. Scott Telfer's the manager.
It's just an unreal history to have 50 years in any business, but a nightclub, just unbelievable. We've been so deep in our culture and our society here in Northbridge. It's just such a privilege to be part of that rich tapestry here.
Thanks to ABC, the club's thrown a massive 12-hour party to celebrate.
Pride Daily.
Next claims the use of the term lesbian is falling among Gen Z, those born between 1997 and 2012. This off the back of a University of Manchester study of the Zoe dating app, which is aimed at gay women and non-binary people. It finds younger users are way more likely to go with newer or broader terms for their sexuality, like queer, pansexual and asexual.
Pride Daily.
And the US town where The Wizard of Oz was filmed has elected its first out gay mayor. So of course, Freddie Pugh's swearing-in ceremony in California's Culver City had more than a nod to that queer showbiz heritage. Two witches from Oz, Glinda and Elphaba, showed up. Freddie's deputy is Bubba Fish, who I'm only mentioning for that tremendous name, Bubba Fish. No time to tell you that a postman in Northern Ireland's been fired for attacking a Pride Garden gnome. The bigot, who's clearly never heard of doorbells with cameras, was filmed deliberately kicking it over in a front garden in Belfast.
Pride Daily.
Hi there, I'm Kev McGrath. Got a transgender triple today. Coming up, why the anti-trans toilet police are total twits. First though, it's not the final word on this, but American lawmakers have voted to ban gender-affirming care for transgender young people. The House of Representatives backing a bill put forward by notorious foaming-at-the-mouth anti-trans head case Marjorie Taylor Greene. If the Senate, the upper house of the US Congress, does the same, which we think is unlikely, healthcare providers would face up to 10 years in prison for treating under 18s with puberty blockers. Dr. Marcy Bowers specialises in gender-affirming care.
We have decades of evidence-based information that suggests that gender-related healthcare is beneficial to patients and their families, with very, very, very scant incidences of regret or disappointment in that care.
Thanks to ABC News. This as New Zealand's ban on puberty blockers is being delayed at the last minute because of a legal challenge. It was due to come in tomorrow.
Pride Daily.
Next, a groundbreaking new HIV prevention drug doesn't negatively impact trans hormone therapy, so says a new study. And that's significant because stats show they're more at risk of getting the virus and more likely to be living with it. Lenacapavir is a long-lasting twice-yearly injection it's hoped could ultimately replace PrEP, a tablet that's taken daily.
Pride Daily.
And the anti-trans toilet police have been at it again, ejecting a cisgender female model from a women's bathroom because she's tall and so might be a man. Charlie Mill, who's 6'5", reckons it's happened a number of times and it's always shocking, deeply upsetting and humiliating. The 30-year-old from Lincoln in the UK says having your identity questioned in such a private space stays with you. And no thoughts on this yet from Harry Potter's wicked grandma, who's often a veritable tsunami of verbiage on such matters. No time to tell you that a city in Florida's found a sneaky way around the state's bigoted ban on rainbow road crossings. The mayor of St. Petersburg's had 11 rainbow bike racks installed around the place instead.
Pride Daily.
Hi there, I'm Kev McGrath. Coming up, a gay baby Jesus. First though, on the day the Epstein files are due for release in America, look over there. It's yet another attack on gender-affirming care for trans youth. Plans to withdraw US government funding from hospitals that provide puberty blockers and hormone treatment. Medical insurance firms would also be banned from offering coverage if the proposals become law. Brandon Wolfs from the Human Rights Campaign.
These rules are about putting politicians in people's doctors' offices. They're about replacing parents and physicians, medical professionals with politicians who have their own agendas. And it is a shame to see that this administration is taking aim once again at transgender young people.
Thanks to Scripps. This as Queensland in Australia extends a ban on gender-affirming care for new adolescent patients. It'll carry on until at least 2031, when a clinical trial in the UK is due to finish.
Pride Daily.
Next, the Kazakhstan Senate's approved a ban on so-called LGBTQ+ propaganda. It's similar to Russia's, with fines and jail times threatened for anyone spreading pro-queer messages in the media or on socials. Still has to be approved by the president, who's already hinted he will.
Pride Daily.
And there's outrage I tells you, at a queer nativity play called A Gay in a Manger. Students at the UK's York St John Uni have turned the baby Jesus gay. Mary and her wife Jo are lesbians, got the three wise men as drag queens, and heaven is a gay disco. Christians are apparently up in arms, calling it blasphemous, and some were protesting outside the performance last night. No time to tell you that a radical right-wing mayor in California has failed in his attempt to stop Pride being officially recognised in the city of Palm Desert, #priorities. And queer singer Chapel Roan's donating some of the money she'll get from doing Australia's Laneway Festival next year to a couple of transgender charities. Subscribe to Pride Daily so you never miss an episode. That's your lot. I'll see you next week.